Here's some good news that many people over 70 rarely hear. Brain blood flow is not fixed, and it's not something you automatically lose control over with age. While some habits quietly reduce circulation, others can support it every single day. Not through medication, not through extreme routines, but through simple actions that work with how the body changes over time. Many seniors believe that once thinking feels slower or balance feels less steady, nothing can be done. But the brain is highly responsive to daily patterns. Small changes in movement, hydration, sleep, and awareness can help blood reach the brain more smoothly. Not overnight, but consistently over time. This video is about what helps, what supports circulation gently, and how everyday actions can make a real difference in clarity, balance, and confidence after 70. Many people believe that once brain blood flow slows down, there is nothing that can be done. They assume it's a one-way process, that aging automatically means decline. This belief is very common after 70, and it's understandable. The body feels different than it did before. Recovery takes longer. Energy is not the same. So when thinking feels slower or balance feels less steady, many seniors stop asking questions. They assume this is simply how things are now. The truth is more encouraging. While the brain does change with age, it also remains responsive to daily habits. It reacts to movement. It reacts to hydration. It reacts to sleep and consistency. Brain blood flow is not controlled by one single factor. It is influenced by many small actions repeated over time. That means small positive actions can also add up. This doesn't mean dramatic improvement overnight, and it doesn't mean reversing age. It means supporting the systems that deliver blood to the brain so they can work more smoothly. When blood reaches the brain consistently, thinking feels clearer. Balance feels more stable. Reaction time feels more natural. Many seniors are surprised to learn that gentle daily actions can influence circulation. They assume only medication or intense exercise can make a difference. But for most people after 70, consistency matters more than intensity. Small movements done often help blood vessels respond more efficiently. Regular hydration supports blood volume and pressure regulation. Better sleep allows blood vessels to relax and reset overnight. None of these actions feel dramatic. That's why they're easy to overlook. But over weeks and months, they create a more supportive environment for the brain. Another important shift is mindset. When seniors believe improvement is possible, they become more attentive to patterns. They notice what helps and what doesn't. This awareness itself changes behavior. People move a little more. They rest with intention. They respond earlier to signs like dizziness or mental fog. Supporting brain blood flow is not about pushing the body. It's about working with it. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" the more helpful question becomes, "What helps me feel clearer and steadier?" That shift opens the door to gentle, sustainable actions. Actions that respect aging while still supporting brain health. Now that we've changed the way we think about brain blood flow, let's look at what actually helps. We'll start with the most important foundation of all: movement. To understand what improves brain blood flow, it helps to know what the brain actually needs. The answer is not intensity. It's consistency. The brain needs a steady, reliable supply of blood throughout the day. Not just during exercise, not just in the morning, but during everyday activities like standing, walking, and thinking. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients that allow brain cells to function smoothly. When delivery is steady, the brain works quietly in the background. Thinking feels clear. Balance feels natural. Reaction time feels comfortable. What improves this process is not forcing the body, but supporting its natural rhythms. After 70, blood vessels may not adjust as quickly as they once did. That doesn't mean they stop responding. It means they respond better to gentle, repeated signals rather than strong, occasional ones. This is why small daily actions matter so much. Movement helps blood flow upward and keeps vessels responsive. Hydration maintains blood volume, so circulation remains efficient. Sleep allows blood vessels to relax and reset overnight. Each of these supports brain blood flow in a different way, and together, they create stability. Another important factor is timing. Long gaps without movement, water, or rest make it harder for circulation to stay smooth. Short, regular support keeps the system balanced. Many seniors assume that improvement requires doing more, but often, improvement comes from doing things more evenly. Even distribution of activity throughout the day helps the brain receive blood more consistently. This reduces sudden dips that cause dizziness, fog, or imbalance. The goal is not to push limits, it's to reduce strain. When strain is reduced, the brain doesn't have to compensate as much. And when compensation decreases, clarity and stability often improve naturally. What's encouraging is that these supports are accessible. They don't require equipment. They don't require special programs. They fit into daily life. By focusing on consistency rather than effort, seniors can create an environment where the brain receives what it needs more reliably. That environment supports confidence and independence over time. Now that we understand what truly helps brain blood flow, let's look at the first and most effective action, one that works immediately and continues to help as long as it's practiced regularly. One of the most effective ways to support brain blood flow after 70 is gentle, regular movement. Not intense exercise, not pushing the body, just moving often throughout the day. When the body moves, muscles contract and relax. This action helps push blood back toward the heart and keeps circulation active. When circulation stays active, blood reaches the brain more smoothly. Long periods of stillness make this process harder. Blood moves more slowly. Blood vessels become less responsive, and the brain may receive blood less consistently during everyday activities. What helps most is breaking up sitting time, standing up regularly, walking for a few minutes, changing position throughout the day. These small movements send frequent signals to the circulatory system. They remind blood vessels to adjust and respond. They help prevent the sluggishness that builds when the body stays still too long. Many seniors worry that movement might make dizziness or imbalance worse. But gentle movement, done carefully, often does the opposite. It helps the body practice adjusting blood flow in a controlled way. This improves confidence over time. Movement does not need to be planned or structured. It can happen naturally. Standing up to stretch, walking to another room, doing light tasks around the house. What matters is frequency, not duration. A few minutes of movement many times a day is more supportive than one long session followed by hours of sitting. Another benefit of regular movement is awareness. When seniors move more often, they notice how their body responds. They feel when standing feels smoother. They notice when balance feels steadier. This feedback helps guide daily habits. Supporting brain blood flow through movement is not about doing more. It's about doing it more often. When gentle movement becomes part of the day, circulation stays more consistent. And when circulation is consistent, the brain functions with less strain. Next, we'll look at another simple action that works quietly but powerfully. One related to hydration and how drinking water the right way supports blood flow to the brain after 70. One of the simplest ways to support brain blood flow after 70 is proper hydration. Yet it is also one of the most commonly overlooked. As we age, the sensation of thirst becomes less reliable. You may not feel thirsty even when your body needs fluids. So, it's easy to go long periods without drinking water. Some seniors also limit water intake intentionally. They want to avoid frequent bathroom trips. They worry about sleep disruption. The problem is that hydration plays a direct role in circulation. Water helps maintain healthy blood volume. When blood volume is adequate, blood moves more smoothly through vessels. And when blood moves smoothly, the brain receives oxygen more consistently. Even mild dehydration can make blood thicker. Thicker blood flows more slowly. This makes it harder for blood to reach the brain efficiently, especially during movement or changes in position. What helps is not drinking large amounts all at once. That can feel uncomfortable and may not be absorbed well. What works best is regular, steady intake throughout the day. Small sips taken often. Drinking with meals. Keeping water nearby as a reminder. This approach supports circulation without overwhelming the body. Many seniors notice that when hydration improves, certain symptoms ease. Lightheadedness becomes less frequent. Mental clarity improves. Energy feels more stable throughout the day. Hydration also supports blood pressure regulation. This helps the body adjust more smoothly when standing or walking. Another benefit is consistency. When water intake is spread evenly, the circulatory system stays balanced. There are fewer sudden drops in blood flow to the brain. Supporting hydration does not require strict rules. It requires awareness. Noticing how often you drink. Noticing how your body feels afterward. Over time, regular hydration becomes a habit. And that habit quietly supports brain blood flow every day. Next, we'll look at another powerful action. One that happens at night, but strongly influences how well blood flows to the brain the next day. Sleep plays a much bigger role in brain blood flow than most people realize. It's not just about feeling rested. It's about how the brain and blood vessels recover and reset. During deep sleep, blood flow patterns in the brain shift. Blood vessels relax, pressure stabilizes, and the brain clears waste that builds up during the day. When sleep is short or frequently interrupted, this recovery process is incomplete. The brain starts the next day under strain. Blood vessels may remain slightly tense, and circulation becomes less efficient. Many seniors experience fragmented sleep. They wake up often. They fall asleep easily but don't stay asleep. And they assume this is unavoidable with age. While sleep patterns do change over time, quality still matters. Even small improvements can support brain blood flow the next day. After poor sleep, many seniors notice subtle effects. More mental fog, less steady balance, greater sensitivity to standing or walking quickly. These effects are often blamed on tiredness alone, but they are closely linked to circulation. What helps most is consistency, going to bed and waking up at similar times, allowing the body to follow a predictable rhythm. Late-night stimulation can make this harder. Bright screens, television noise, irregular evening routines. Reducing stimulation before sleep allows blood vessels to relax more fully. This supports better overnight recovery. Daytime habits also matter. Long naps late in the day can interfere with nighttime sleep. Too little movement during the day can make it harder to sleep deeply at night. Gentle activity earlier in the day helps regulate sleep cycles naturally. Improving sleep does not mean forcing the body to sleep longer. It means creating conditions that allow deeper, more continuous rest. Many seniors notice that when sleep improves, circulation feels steadier the next day. Dizziness occurs less often. Thinking feels clearer. Balance feels more reliable. Sleep is one of the most powerful supports for brain blood flow because it works quietly and continuously. Every night provides another opportunity for recovery. Recognizing sleep as an active support rather than a passive state helps seniors give it the attention it deserves. Next, we'll look at another action that directly affects the pathway blood uses to reach the brain: movement in the neck, shoulders, and upper back. One area that plays a surprisingly important role in brain blood flow is the neck and upper back. This is where major blood vessels travel on their way to the brain. When this area is stiff or held in one position for long periods, circulation can be affected. After 70, many seniors experience increased stiffness in the neck and shoulders. They spend more time sitting. They hold their head forward while watching television or reading, and movement becomes more limited without realizing it. When muscles around the neck remain tight, blood vessels may not have as much room to adjust freely. This doesn't cause pain right away, but it can reduce how smoothly blood reaches the brain during everyday activities. Many seniors notice subtle effects: a feeling of pressure in the head, more frequent lightheadedness, or difficulty maintaining focus for long periods. Because these sensations are mild, they're rarely connected to neck or shoulder stiffness. Most people assume fatigue or poor sleep is the cause. What helps is gentle, regular movement in this area, not forceful stretching. Not sudden motions, just slow, comfortable movements that restore flexibility. Turning the head slowly from side to side, rolling the shoulders, changing posture throughout the day. These movements help muscles relax and allow blood vessels to adjust more easily. Over time, this supports steadier blood flow to the brain. Posture also matters. Sitting upright with the head balanced over the shoulders reduces strain on the neck. This position makes it easier for blood to travel upward. Many seniors unconsciously avoid moving their neck because they fear discomfort. But gentle motion, done within comfort, often reduces stiffness rather than increasing it. Consistency is more important than range of motion. Small movements repeated daily are more effective than occasional effort. Supporting brain blood flow through neck and upper body movement is simple and accessible. It fits naturally into daily routines. When this area moves more freely, many seniors notice improvements in comfort, clarity, and balance. And these improvements often reinforce other positive habits like movement and awareness. Next, we'll look at another action that helps more than most people realize: learning to listen to mild signals from the body and respond earlier rather than ignoring them. One of the most effective ways to support brain blood flow after 70 is learning to listen to mild signals from the body. Not with fear, but with awareness. Many early signs related to circulation are subtle. A brief moment of dizziness, slight blurred vision, a short feeling of mental fog. Because these signs pass quickly, they're often ignored. People assume they stood up too fast, they didn't sleep well, or it was just a busy day. What helps is not reacting to every sensation, but noticing patterns. When a similar feeling happens again and again, especially in the same situations, it becomes useful information. For example, feeling lightheaded every time you stand up, or mental fog appearing later in the afternoon, or balance feeling less steady after long periods of sitting. These patterns often reflect how well blood is reaching the brain during everyday activities. When noticed early, they allow gentle adjustments, pausing a moment before standing, drinking water earlier in the day, moving more frequently. These small responses support circulation without stress or risk. Many seniors hesitate to pay attention to mild signs because they don't want to worry. They don't want to feel overly cautious. They don't want to believe something might be wrong. But awareness is not the same as worry. Awareness is simply observation. Observing how the body responds helps seniors make better choices throughout the day. It guides when to rest, when to move, and when to slow down. Over time, this awareness builds confidence. Instead of feeling uncertain, seniors feel more in tune with their body. Responding early also reduces strain on the brain. When circulation is supported before symptoms escalate, the brain doesn't have to compensate as much. This makes daily life feel smoother. Thinking feels clearer. Balance feels steadier. Listening to mild signals does not mean expecting problems. It means respecting the body's communication. When seniors treat early signs as helpful feedback rather than something to ignore, they create a supportive environment for brain blood flow. That environment allows small adjustments to work effectively over time. Next, we'll look at the most important action of all, one that influences every habit we've discussed so far. A shift in belief that changes how seniors respond to aging and health after 70. The most powerful action that supports brain blood flow after 70 is not physical. It's mental. It's the belief you hold about aging. Many seniors believe that once they reach a certain age, decline is unavoidable. That slower thinking, reduced balance, or frequent dizziness are simply things to accept. This belief shapes behavior more than most people realize. When symptoms appear, they are dismissed. When habits feel difficult, they are abandoned. And when changes happen, curiosity is replaced with resignation. The problem is not aging itself. The problem is assuming nothing can be supported. When seniors believe improvement is possible, even in small ways, behavior changes naturally. They pay more attention to how their body responds. They notice what helps and what doesn't. They stay engaged instead of withdrawing. This engagement has real effects. People move a little more. They hydrate more consistently. They protect sleep. They respond earlier to signs like lightheadedness or mental fog. All of these actions support circulation. And they begin with belief. Belief does not mean denying reality or expecting perfection. It means staying curious. Curiosity asks questions instead of making assumptions. Why does this happen at this time of day? What feels better afterward? What makes symptoms less frequent? These questions lead to awareness. Awareness leads to adjustment. Over time, these adjustments reduce strain on the brain. Blood flow becomes more consistent. The brain does not have to compensate as often. Many seniors are surprised to find that small changes make daily life feel smoother. Not dramatic changes, just fewer disruptions. Balance feels steadier. Thinking feels clearer. Confidence improves. Changing belief does not mean rejecting age. It means working with it. When seniors stop telling themselves that decline is inevitable, they give themselves permission to care again, to observe, to adjust, to support. That mindset influences every habit we've discussed. It turns small actions into meaningful support, and it reminds seniors that while aging is real, disengagement is optional. Next, we'll talk about how to approach all of these actions safely. Because supporting brain blood flow works best when it's done calmly, gradually, and with respect for the body's limits. Before making changes to support brain blood flow, it's important to talk about safety. Because even positive actions can become harmful if they're rushed or taken too far. Many seniors feel motivated after learning new information. They want to change everything at once. They move more. They drink much more water. They adjust routines overnight. But the body responds best to gradual change. Brain blood flow is influenced by many systems working together. Circulation, blood pressure regulation, balance, nervous system responses. Supporting these systems takes patience. Medications prescribed by healthcare professionals should never be stopped or adjusted without guidance. Many of these medications play an important role in maintaining stable circulation. Supplements and new routines also deserve caution. More is not always better, especially after 70. Sudden changes can create dizziness, fatigue, or imbalance. The safest approach is observation first. Notice how your body responds to small adjustments. Notice what feels smoother. Notice what feels uncomfortable. This information helps guide what to keep and what to adjust. Safety also means reducing fall risk while making changes. Standing up slowly. Using support when needed. Keeping walkways clear and well lit. These simple steps protect confidence while circulation is being supported. It's also important to avoid comparing yourself to others. Every body responds differently. What helps one person may feel different for another. Supporting brain blood flow is not a competition. It's a personal process. Calm, consistent actions are far more effective than intense effort. Gentle movement repeated daily. Steady hydration. Regular sleep patterns. These habits support the brain without creating stress. When safety is prioritized, improvements are more likely to feel natural and sustainable. And that creates long-term benefits rather than short-term discomfort. Next, we'll bring everything together. We'll review what truly helps and look ahead to how these habits fit into everyday life moving forward. Supporting brain blood flow after 70 is not about doing one big thing perfectly. It's about doing small things consistently. Gentle movement throughout the day, regular hydration, better sleep habits, keeping the neck and upper body flexible, listening to early signals, and believing that support is still possible. Each of these actions may seem simple on its own, but together, they create a supportive environment for the brain. When blood reaches the brain more consistently, many seniors notice subtle but meaningful changes. Thinking feels clearer. Balance feels steadier. Daily activities feel less demanding. These improvements don't usually happen overnight. They build gradually. And that's a good thing. Gradual change is easier for the body to adapt to. It reduces strain. And it makes progress more sustainable. What matters most is awareness. Awareness helps you notice patterns instead of isolated moments. It helps you understand what supports your body and what doesn't. With awareness, seniors can respond earlier, before discomfort becomes disruptive, before confidence is affected. This approach respects aging rather than fighting it. It works with the body's natural changes instead of pushing against them. If you recognized yourself in any of the habits or actions discussed in this video, take that as a positive sign. It means you're paying attention. You don't need to change everything at once. One small adjustment is enough to begin. Over time, those small adjustments add up. They reduce quiet strain on circulation, and they support independence and confidence in daily life. In the next video, we'll focus on morning routines that help support brain blood flow after 70. Simple actions you can do at the start of the day to set your body up for smoother circulation and clearer thinking. Understanding both what reduces blood flow and what supports it gives you a complete picture. A picture that helps you stay proactive rather than reactive as you age. Thank you for spending this time learning about your health. Staying informed, observant, and engaged is one of the most powerful ways to protect quality of life in the years ahead.